Hey everybody, welcome back. This week I am only doing the one episode with 30 minutes of material. If you watched my last review, I said I was probably going to do this. Bounce them out, see how each one works. Because most of my reviews, at least my main ones, are on shows that have an hour's worth of material. Bates Motel was an hour, and when Wilfred first started coming back on, had 2 separate episodes, but together it was an hour. So we'll just see which one works best. Honestly, I'll probably go back to an hour, but same time, with each week, each episode is fresh in my mind. It normally was, because 2 episodes, they were still fresh in my mind. So we'll just see how things go. Anyway, I really like this episode, and I have heard through videos on Facebook and such that the ending, or somewhere in this season, we're not going to find out who Wilfred is, but we either get a big hint or a big chunk of it is going to be discovered or explained or something like that. Anyway, we're in for a surprise. I kind of want to see it, but then that also means the season's over, and that part sucks. Well, let's jump right into this episode. One thing I really enjoyed about this episode was that it was more about Ryan. Obviously, it had Wilfred in it too, and he was a very big part of it. But lately, they have been focusing a little more on Wilfred per episode. Again, it's about both of them. Ryan's still there and everything, but the main focus has been on one of Wilfred's dilemmas for the past few episodes. I don't mind that at all, but I really like to see Ryan in this episode. The way he was struggling through his insomnia, and how he's fighting that, and all the dreams. I should have seen that most of those were dreams. I can't believe I didn't. I mean, it wasn't too obvious, but I still should have seen it. But whatever. I really liked how they did that, because it was really foreshadowed things to come. We've known all the time that Ryan has had problems with his dad, and his dad was the focus of most of the dreams. You know, first off, he woke up, and Ann was there and asked, "Do you sleep any better?" And he said, "No, I watched Scooby-Doo Marathon," which I'll get into more a little about Scooby-Doo in a minute. But she says that someone was waiting in his office, which is downstairs. He goes downstairs, and, his father's there. He confronts him. Starts talking about the things that Wilfred has done in the past, like Ryan was doing, and said that, Wilfred is just a dog. He can't talk. And so you start to suspect that maybe his dad knows about Wilfred. Maybe his dad knows what Ryan's going through. Maybe his dad knows more about Ryan's condition and why he sees Wilfred. Of course, he wakes up and it's just a dream. And the same kind of scene, roughly the same scene in the way it's focused, is shown. He goes out and, Ann talks to him, only this time she's on the toilet instead of brushing her teeth. But I'm really wondering if Ryan's dad has more to do with it than we know at this current point. Of course, most times we saw him, it was in a dream, something that wasn't reality. But there was at least a sense of foreshadowing there. Of course, something happened at the end, which I'll get to at the end of this review. Now, Ann's back. She wasn't in the last episode or so, so I was kind of afraid that they were taking her out and she was only in the episode where he was looking for a new roommate. And even though she was in a lot of this episode, she was only in a couple places. I'm really hoping that means that they're bringing her back, because Ann was one of my favorite side characters. She is one of my favorite side characters. I really like her. I love her personality, how crazy she is and all that. I'm hoping to keep her. Really hoping they'll keep her. Now, let me talk about the whole murder plot. Murder, as Wilfred would say, which is pretty funny. I like how I did that. Jason Gann is great. He's hilarious the way he does stuff, and when he said that, really got a laugh out of me. Now, of course, you know the whole episode that Noah was really murdered. His wife wasn't really murdered. It's the old trick you've seen a million times. However, this show really makes it seem new. It isn't cliche, like, oh, I've seen that before, this is boring, this is stupid. I didn't see that at all. Of course, I figured out that it was the dog and everything. But they delivered it really well with, the suspense of Ryan thinking that he really had killed his wife and all that. And with Wilfred, of course, Wilfred knew it was the dog the whole time. He's just leading Ryan on like he does, which of course is detrimental to Ryan's mental health, because Wilfred plays games with Ryan and all that. But it's a great character combination. They work really well together. Elijah Wood and Chase Gann do great. Anyway, something I really liked was Scooby-Doo was always one of my favorite cartoons growing up. So the marathon, even though he said it was only a dream that he saw the marathon, and when he called Wilfred Scooby and Wilfred got pissed off about it, then when Wilfred said he'd gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids, that was all great. Of course, it's dog humor because Wilfred's a dog, Scooby's a dog, and all that. But I thought that was really funny. It was a shout back to, my childhood, a show I still love. And the shitting photos of people shitting was hilarious. We know Wilfred's a dog. We still don't know why Ryan may see him as a human dog or a human in a dog suit. But we know Wilfred's a dog. And each episode at least has something to show that he really is a dog. His characteristics and habits that are very dog. And dogs they sit and watch you shit, and it is kind of weird and stuff. And his obsession with that, taking pictures of it, was a really clever way to do it. The show's very clever, and I've said that a couple of times at least in my past reviews. Okay. One quick point is Ryan's still trying to get away from Jenna because he's starting to have feelings for her. Which, with all his mental problems and whatever's wrong with him, that really can't, because he's trying to stay back, put himself away, and that's not going to be great. And I really noticed that she wasn't in this episode. Yes, she was at the little dinner party, which took place in the dream, but that was a dream. So, as for the world of TV shows, and that TV show, and that reality, even though it's not real, of course, it didn't happen. So, really, Jenna really wasn't in this episode. I don't dislike her character or anything like that. It's good they can keep her out of the main story if that really happens, but still keep her in the false world of Wilfred. So, she still gets screen time and everything. And Kristen or whatever. I think I've heard Ryan call her both. But anyway, Wilfred really pointed out a good point when she gave him the pills, that she had just given him sugar pills before. So why would she suddenly trust him? Why would she suddenly give him different pills? I've never trusted her. She's manipulating. She's a bitch, Her character's great. She does that very well with how her character is, but I never trusted her. And Ryan shouldn't, Wilfred shouldn't. Maybe she can come around, but yeah. I thought that was a good point. Now, for one of my final points was the whole dream aspect. I talked about it earlier when he saw his dad in the basement. Of course, before he turned around, I think I and most everybody else knew it was his dad. I mean, that was pretty obvious. The relationship is a big struggle between them. We've seen it all throughout the show. And that's one of the things I really like about it. I like to see more confrontation between his dad. Is that actually being there, or just in dreams or whatever? Because that really helps to break Ryan down and everything. of course, he talks about Wilfred, and then he goes to the dinner party, which Kristen invites him to. And it is another dream, of course, but there's an intervention there. Everybody's there, even Jenna's there, and his dad. They're trying to get him to get help. Of course, he runs away, and of course, he wakes up. It's just a dream. But I thought it was really well done. I thought it was really clever how they did that, how they kept in the dreams, they kept building up suspense, kept foreshadowing. And when he's walking through the store, I said, he's going to run into his dad, He's definitely, of course, is this a dream? Is this not? Is this a dream? Is this not? It's got me twice before, but who knows? Of course, he runs to his dad, and as far as we know, because the episode ended as if it was real, because he walks, as he runs out, he sees Wilfred there. As far as we know, it's reality. I guess maybe the first thing next week we'll see is him waking up. But I really doubt it. I really think that was real, because the first two were dreams, and then he was the reality happened, that he really ran into his dad in the store. He freaks out. He starts throwing bottles. He knocks the cans over. And he's this isn't real. This isn't real. This is a dream, because he already had the two dreams. And part of that, I'm sure, is the excuses, because he really doesn't want to see his dad. He's making up his own excuses. At the same time, I'm wondering, is the line between reality and dream, is even that starting to get blurred with Ryan? I don't know. With the end of that episode, I'm really looking forward to Thursday. Like I said, he runs out of the store after he freaks out, and Wilfred just standing and gives, all-knowing look, and then of course it ends. And I was walking through the living room earlier. I had to get something, so I only saw a snippet of the small preview they show for next week's episode. But it seems that Ryan may be trying to get help. Like I said, I didn't see enough of it to really see, but who knows? I'm really looking forward to the next episode. Of course, I'll get a review done on that. I'm really hoping you guys are still enjoying these. I'm still enjoying doing them. Haven't been that happy with my last couple, but I think this one was a little better. Peace out.